So these beautiful, beautiful maple trees drop the best leaves for vacuuming up with the lawnmower because they dry out so quickly. So I'm gonna vacuum up this whole yard, and this will be enough to cover one of my greenhouse areas. So behind me you can see the tunnels that I've started prepping. Melanie's been helping me broad fork the soil, and we've loosened the soil, we've amended the soil, now we're covering the soil. So for our plot inside the heated greenhouse is actually going to get the most amount of mulch. I went to the neighbor's house and raked up a bunch of maple leaves, used the lawnmower to suck them up really fast. It mulches them up, and now I'm spreading them out on this whole patch. This is where the zinnias were over the summer. I'm aiming for about 6 inches of leaf mulch on top of this area behind me. I've already broad forked it, I've loosened the soil, I've amended the soil. Now I'm mulching the soil to keep it covered and feed the plant soil, or the soil food web. And on top of that is gonna get landscape fabric, and then we're actually gonna move, Melanie and I, we're gonna move this tunnel behind me over on top of this area. The area behind me with the leaf mulch that will break down over the winter, the landscape fabric is what we can walk on and set crates on. We're using crates, old bulb crates, vegetable crates, to grow ranunculus, anemones, and tulips throughout the winter. So we can pack way more flowers using those crates into this heated space, because we're actually going to run a heater and a fan out to this greenhouse. And we can pack twice as many flowers in here. Once those tulips are out, we can pull those crates out and put new crates in really, really fast. I mean, I'm eager to see how much more volume we can get out of this space than if we just left everything in ground. All that soil is going to be reused, so there's no waste in that. And the crates will last for years, we can reuse, and it'll help maximize this space, since we're paying to heat it. My idea was to feed the soil underneath the landscape fabric. I'm eager to see how that works out. That's really been our main way that we've covered things, is by using leaves from around our neighborhood. A lot of people will vacuum them up, or mulch them up with their lawnmowers, and we just drive around and pick up bags and spread it. The chickens is what we've used in the past to help incorporate that to the soil. And already we can see such a difference after just the past 2 years of being able to put a shovel in the ground, or a broad fork in the ground. We use the biggest broad fork we have. The tines are 14 inches, and we can just step on it once and it goes all the way in. Versus when we first started, we had to jump on it to try and get it to go into the ground. So already we've added a lot of organic matter into our soil. We've helped to heal it and increase the porosity of the soil and the permeability of the soil. So it means like how much space is in it, how quickly water drains through it. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. We're gonna try and keep that going, feed the soil, put back what we're taking out when we harvest flowers.
You should do a video on how you did it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Hey, Dad.
Hey, what?
I'll move it around so they can see everything you do. Is that all right?
I have it focused in.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Perfect. I'll watch what it does.
I just need help getting more soil, getting more leaves. So these are the ground screws that hold the tunnel in place so it doesn't blow away. These are the 1 foot, but on my tunnels that I sell, I do 2 foot, just to have double the security. So this is inside what will be our heated greenhouse. We haven't put the plastic on yet, and we will have a heater and a vent in this space. I got the leaves from the neighbor's yard, and I've covered them with this landscape fabric on this side of the tunnel, and started putting my crates of ranunculus and anemones and this space will also get crates of tulips once those are planted, which will probably be around January. That those will come out of the rooting room, and I can explain that in another video, and then into this space for them to grow, and then hopefully be able to harvest those before Valentine's Day. I'm going to keep adding some more landscape fabric in this section, add more crates, and then the next section. And so the goal is to have flowers just consistently from Valentine's Day through Mother's Day until all of our field flowers really start to take off. Our zinnias and sunflowers mainly. So things are looking good. The ranunculus and anemones have come up. They're just starting to put on leaves. They're going to be just fine through these cool temperatures. They really like the cold in that way. The plastic will be on here once we get down into the really cold winter, which is, for us, it really isn't even until January, February, where we get those extra cold days. And so we'll have the heater going in here to keep it right around 50, 60 degrees. So they'll be perfect temperature for these flowers, and we can get a bunch of blooms super early. What I said about investing in the soil, putting everything away nice at the end of the season, is we've tucked this soil in underneath me really well for the end of the season. So we've amended it same like we would, even though we're not growing anything in the soil for the winter, we've amended it just like we would the outdoor garden space. We've covered it with at least 4 inches of leaves. All the organic matter from these leaves is going to be broken down and incorporated into the soil by microorganisms and macroorganisms like earthworms and beetles and stuff like that. So we're making a deposit into our bank account, feeding the soil, and then on top of that, we're still getting all these plants. We'll harvest the flowers, and then the soil from the crates will go on to be, we'll use to pot up other flowers that we'll sell for our plant sale. So everything gets used, everything's planning ahead to where I'm not having to react to things. I'm already investing in next year's flowers by adding this mulch, and this only took me like 2 hours to vacuum up all those leaves, or lawn mow all those leaves up and put them right here. So not a lot of work for a long-term investment, and we've been doing that for a few years, and the soil just gets easier and easier to work, and it's just gotten better over time. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please leave me any questions